Hello, welcome to BioGrades TV. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. Major ethnic groups in Mozambique and their peculiarities. Mozambique is a country in Southeast Africa. This former Portuguese colony gained independence in 1975 after a fierce armed struggle. Even though some Portuguese legacies are still alive in the country, their indigenous identities are still very much alive. Let us learn about the majority of these ethnic groups. The Makua. The Makua people are a Bantu-speaking ethnic group and the largest ethnic group in Mozambique. They are over 4 million in Mozambique. They are primarily concentrated in a large region to the north of the Zambezi River. They are well known for their unique white Musiro facial mask. These people speak the Makua language, which is a Bantu group language. The Makua people have a well-known history of metal ore processing and tools manufacturing. The French explorer Eugène de Froberville wrote about the indigenous Makua iron manufacturing methods from iron ore, where the people extracted the metal by processing the ore in a wood-burning hearth as a community. The extracted metal were forged into knives, axes, spear rings, and other items. A large portion of the Makua people, about 70%, have held on to their traditional religion, which reveres ancestors and nature spirits. The exception is the coastal population, where the Makua traders, under the influence of their Swahili Arab customers, converted to Sunni Islam. Many of the Makua people are peasants, making a living by planting maize and other produce on their little pieces of land. Pumpkin, sweet potatoes, and rye are some of the vegetables they grow. Some families also plant cotton, rice, or beans. Circumcision is a mandatory practice among the Makua. When a boy reaches the age of 12 years, his parents make necessary arrangements for his circumcision. The local chief, commonly known as the Mwene, sets the date for the circumcision ceremony and appoints two people who are specialized in carrying out circumcision. Then, on the eve of the circumcision, the parents build a hut to accommodate the children. On this day, parents and relatives get into a festive mood, with drums played all through the night. All the boys to be circumcised have their hair shaved and go to the Mwene, who prays to God and the ancestors to protect the children. For the circumcision proper, the boy is stripped of his loincloth and is forced to lie on the ground. The skin of the penis is pulled and chopped off with a sharp knife. Then the wound is dressed with either local medicine and allowed to heal, which takes up to 3 weeks. If for any reason a Makua is not circumcised, he cannot marry a woman from the tribe. Indeed, no Makua girl will take any man who is not circumcised as husband. Girls are not circumcised, but after the age of 12, the young girls are initiated and are taken away to a secluded place where they are trained by two selected elders for 2 weeks. Sena ethnic group. The Sena ethnic group is the second largest in Mozambique, numbering about 1.7 million. They speak the Sena language, which is also called Chisena. It is a part of the Niger-Congo group of languages. The Sena language has several dialects. Sena people dwell in a geographic region which is quite hot and humid. Given the heat, the people traditionally wore few clothes, and the women were usually bare-breasted and wore nsalu or chitenge cloth, which is a wrap around. However, exposing bare legs has been culturally considered as immodest, and both men and women try to keep it covered. Sena people were converted to Christianity during the colonial era under the influence of Portuguese Christian missionaries. However, some of them have held on to traditional beliefs in polygamy, child marriage, and witchcraft. The churches operating among the Sena people used Africanized version of the Bible which is an old Chichewa version. Wedding among Sena people required a bride price which is called lobolo. It was a payment made to the family of the bride as compensation to them for the loss of her work output in her birth home. Sangha ethnic group. The Sangha people of Mozambique occupy the southern parts of the country between the Limpopo and Save rivers. They make up about 23% of the population and speak Chisonga language. The name Sangha is from the Mozambican word ronga, which means from the east. Some northern province Sangha call themselves Shangana. Others refer to themselves as Songa. The culture was based on kinship ties, which held clans and tribes together. The family unit was made up of a man and his wife or wives and their children. The sons and their wives and children were also included. However, when a son's family grew too big, they would build a new compound near their fathers and move with their family. The Songa lived in traditional round-shaped huts with thatched roofs. The wives had their own huts and cooking area. The first wife's hut is situated closest to her husband's, and the others were built further away. The Songa people predominantly practice subsistence farming. They grow cassava, potatoes, sorghum, and maize. They also keep chickens and cattle. The men are responsible for clearing the fields, but the day-to-day responsibility of farming and store care were the responsibility of the women and children. Though many modern Sangha practice the Christian faith, in more rural regions traditional belief systems are still practiced. They believe in a supreme creator called Shikwembu. They also incorporate ancestral worship into their religion. Their religious life revolves around a traditional healer called a Nanga. One of the most important rituals the traditional healer carries out is contacting the ancestors. Those who desire to marry must be competent to do so. The bride and groom must have reached puberty. The groom must have his own income. Marriage goods are taken by the groom's father to the bride's father. The bride is taken to the bridegroom's family. Couples marry according to both indigenous law and civil law. When a child is born, the baby is cleansed and shown to his father before receiving a forename from the grandfather if it is a boy, or grandmother if it is a girl. The name is not announced until about a month after the birth. No special ceremony is involved. Joaquim Chissano, an ex-president of Mozambique, and Eduardo Mondlane, the founding president of Frelimo, the organization that championed the fight for independence of Mozambique, are both Sangha people. Some of the other ethnic groups in Mozambique include the Shona, Yor, Nguni, and the Maravi. Which have we missed out of these ethnic groups? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share, and subscribe to our channel.